Do you think Kevin is a bit of a dying breed in the way that he plays? There doesn't seem to be many players that play in the same way that Kevin does these days.
If you have sorry,
the way that Kevin plays the game, there doesn't seem to be that many players now that play in a similar way. Like, it's quite unique.
The vision in the final third, but not just the final third. So the kilometers he runs and many things. So at the end, he's injured in the last year and a half was a lot of time out of injuries because he gave everything for that club. So you don't give that injuries, that surgery in the hamstrings, and today is in the modern football happen quite often, unfortunately. But every time, look against Arsenal again, Gabriel injured for the surgery. How many Arsenal have injuries in the hamstring? Never happened before, and happened here as well. So the reason you know the reason why you know that, and it happened because he have done everything he had in his body, in his mind, he has done it. So there's no doubt about that.
And with the sort of legends of the club in the past, you have managed to replace all of them. But is this one a little bit different in the sense that it's very difficult to find someone that replicates exactly what De Bruyne does?
The club has to move forward, move on, and of course, replicate these numbers in these kind of things is so difficult. But another qualities, another the things we have to find, and we'll see how the squad finish at the end of the season. And it's the only player that finish, contract. The rest is still under contract, so still many things. And the club or myself, we don't decide yet exactly what they have to do. And but of course it's difficult. People say, okay, Erling came. Erling came and to replace Sergio. Sergio was irreplaceable for many things because it's not about the goals. It was the football. It's nice when it's emotions, when you can give something for the people, for the football, the fans, of course, Man City, but for the other ones. And Sergio gave something that is unique, like Erling will be unique. Sergio scored the most important moment of the club in history. In the goal in that moment against everybody knows. So Queen's Park Rangers. So I'm sorry. So there's things cannot be substituted. It's so important. And say bye these type of players for the club is so difficult. So difficult. Because I would love Beanie eternal here. You know that? And Sergio eternal and now Kevin and everything. Because there are a lot of connections. There are a lot of things that believe. There are a lot, especially the bad moments. How again they back and next season again and again and again. And say bye in this connection, in this relation for many years. Not just for the managers, for the mates, for the staff, background staff, for the fans, even the journalists. It's not easy. But it happened from a long time ago in England, not in every country. There are players that they are unique. They represent what the club want to be. And Kevin is one of them. And United has its own players, and Arsenal has its own players, Liverpool own players. But that is what about. And the people remember him. Now it's a little bit shock, for the public. But people remember that, how blessed, or happy, or I don't know the adjective you have to use, see this type of player for many, many years and give us absolutely everything. And that is only can be grateful. The club gave everything to him. I think expressed perfectly, but he gave everything to us. And that is what about, and at the end will be so nice. We'll remember personally my period here. Always Kevin will be there in my memory, so for these many years. And it cannot be forgotten. And even in the bad moments that we had, in the good moments, the people say, no, now remember his, it was a fairy tale, everything. Of course not. But not even with the players that they are not here anymore. So, of course, I had to take a decision. The club had to take a decision. It's not easy for anyone. But in the balance, have been extraordinary, have been so nice. And me as a dad, we've been there, expecting ball in the cabin. I said, I thought it was going to happen. Ain't happened. And after goal, and I can turn around, go to my box and see my family there and celebrate because Kevin makes something. How many times happened? So that's why I'm incredibly grateful. And sad at the same time, because it's difficult to think, okay, it will be over in 2 months.
Hi, Pep. So you say it'd be very hard to say goodbye, and I know you can be quite sentimental at times. Will you sit down with Kevin on his final day and, tell him what he's done for this club and what he's done for you?
We have done it recently. He had to do it, I would do it, but we'll not miss something like it's not natural, I would say. So he knows already from my side, I think for the club, for the club and from my chairman, for everyone, that, how good have been.
And obviously you've seen off many legends in the past. Do you ever give them a gift as a departing present or anything like that? Bottle of wine for Kevin?
I don't know. Me personally or the club?
You personally?
You. Yeah, let me think about it. I invited dinner recently, so maybe in the future. I don't know. I didn't think about that.
Hi, Pep. Knowing Kevin as you do, how determined will he be to make sure he finishes on a high note, to make sure he finishes, on a high?
This time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Listen, I'm pretty sure he's committed, to achieve the last important thing is FA Cup semi-finals, to reach, in a final, and especially qualify for the Champions League. Of course, he will be committed. That's for sure.
And with the decision, Pep, did he come to you with it, or did you tell him? Did you agreed with it, presumably, when the decision was made? Did he instigate it, or did the club instigate it?
No, the decision has been made for the club. The club is the club. Me, TXIKI, and the club. So this is what it is.
Pep, you're playing some team called Manchester United on Sunday, so maybe we should ask a question about Manchester United. So is there a sense that you need to win because the last two defeats were quite painful for you when the December game and the FA Cup final? Is there any motivation to try and restore the balance there?
I forget the good moments, the bad moments quick. So when we play against them, we were not in our best. It was the way we lost. Was so disappointing in the last minutes when the game almost over. But it's football. No, I'm not a type of person or manager to think about, because you have to think we are able to win 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row and win the titles. I will not be scared to work again and again and again. It's happened. Football is happening this season. Unfortunately, happened a little bit more than the past.
And then Ruben Amorim is someone you saw at Sporting Lisbon. He's had mixed fortunes at Manchester, but do you feel again it's just give these people time and they will show what they can do?
Always I wish the manager is in charge. I don't pretend that, So it depends of Man United. So of course every manager needs time. That is obvious reason. But in this world, don't give you much, and in the big clubs you have to win. You don't win, you can be in trouble. But it's not easy, arrive in the middle of the season, change the way you want to play, and settle everything. So it's not easy for anyone. So, but what's going to happen United? I'm sorry, but I don't know.
Last one we're done, please.
Hi, Pep. Manchester derby, Phil Foden's got a great record in it. Last season he played so well when Kevin was out injured. I know you said you don't replace guys like Kevin, but with someone like Kevin moving on, is Phil like the guy to fill that role in the team, to fill that position for Manchester City?
They have played together last year many times. They played together. So the specific quality from Kevin, we don't have that player in our squad. We don't have it. Phil has another attributes that also is difficult to find in our squad. But it's not, I know it's going to happen, but it's not, you have a player like have to do the role from Kevin. Everyone has to do his own role, like his skills, his quality. This is what they have to do. Okay, thank you.
Yes.